If your baby refuses to take a bottle, believe me, I know just how, so does she, how frustrating it can be, because I never ever thought I'd be able to get this wee one to take a bottle. Loads of people tried, my mum tried, my mum-in-law who's a midwife tried, but she just wouldn't. She used to just put her tongue around it, she would choke, she would spit it out, but we now finally get her to take a bottle. Look, she's even wanting it. Takes it perfectly. So here are my top tips for how to get a baby to take a bottle. Yeah, finding the right bottle is key, and babies will like different bottles is what I found, because I had so many people recommend certain bottles for me, and I swear I bought every bottle under the sun and she just wouldn't take any of them. And then I was asked to do a review on a bottle called the Munchkin Latch, which is this one right here, and it was the one that worked for us in the end. I'll put the link to the review in the little description box below if you want to check it out. But as I said, other people have tried different bottles, so maybe just try them all out. Your baby will just decide, I guess, what bottle they like. So this is the one that works for us, the Munchkin Latch. But other people have also mentioned other bottles that have worked for them. There's one, the Mam, I think there's one called Nook, and other people say actually just sort of the own brand ones from like supermarkets apparently are quite, can sometimes work as well. So just try out different ones until you find the one that works for you. But for us, the one that worked was the Munchkin Latch. It's not just finding the right bottle that's important, it's also finding the right teat. So they may like a different sort of flow of teat. So obviously a number 1 teat is a slightly slower flow, and then it goes on to 2 and 3. This one here I have, you probably can't see because there's milk in it, but it's a 2. And you can also buy very flow teats, which can be good as well if babies like, there you go, which can be good if maybe they want to be able to choose just how hard they suck. So yeah, maybe try out different teats and see which one your baby likes. I'm a combination feeder, so I do both breast milk and formula. But to start her off, I did express for the first sort of couple of weeks of bottles before slowly introducing formula. And so I started off completely with express milk, because then that's the milk that she knows, it's the taste that she knows, so she would recognize that. And then slowly after a couple of weeks I started to introduce formula, sort of half and half, and then eventually into full formula, so then she kind of got used to the taste. So yeah, try some expressed milk when you first try giving them the bottle, as that should be the taste that they know. Yeah, I think a lot of people said to me, oh, well, maybe if she's hungry enough, then she'll take a bottle. I think that's possibly the worst thing you can do, because what happens is they then get so over hungry and so frustrated that they're in a state, and trying to get them to take a bottle when they're in that sort of state and they're crying and they're screaming, that is not the time to try it. So my advice would be to actually wait until they're until they're nice and calm. Then they're more likely to take it, because they're chilled out and relaxed, rather than if they're all frenzied. So yeah, don't wait until they're too hungry. It's not just being too hungry that can be a problem, but also if they're too overtired, because again, they're going to be just not very relaxed, not very settled, they'll already be a bit frazzled. So then if you try and stick something in their mouth that they don't like, they're just going to go even more, ah! So I would try and not, make sure they're not overtired or over hungry when you first try to introduce the bottle. Persistence, perseverance, and patience, because you're going to need that if you've got a bottle refusing baby. When I first tried Sienna on the Munchkin Latch bottle, which she now takes, she sucked it, so she didn't spit it out, which was an improvement, but she still only took about half an ounce and then point blank refused to take any more. But I kept trying, kept persevering, I had patience, so, because that's the other thing, feeds sometimes can take quite a long time, you know, you don't try and rush it, make sure you have time, make sure it's not when you're trying to get out somewhere, because they'll maybe only take a little bit, leave it for a while, don't keep forcing them, because they're only going to get more and more upset, and just, yeah, give it to them slowly, and keep persisting, and persevering, and for me, it was after 5 days, she would finally sort of take a full bottle easily all in one go. So yeah, just give it some time and some perseverance. You okay? I think she wants to go in her jumperoo, so I'll put her in her jumperoo and be back in a sec. If your baby is refusing to take a bottle from you, then try and get a family member or a friend. Sorry, you can hear her in the jumperoo now. Try and get a friend or family member to help out, because sometimes they won't want to take it from you because they smell your milk and all they'll want is to breastfeed. So it might be best to maybe get someone else. My mum was brilliant. She wouldn't take it from my husband either, because I think with him she kind of knew usually I was nearby or I was around. So we actually left her with my mum for a while, and she takes the bottle so well from my mum. The final tip I would have is to just get things checked out in case there is some sort of medical reason why they won't take the bottle. She's really going mad in the jumperoo. With Sienna, actually, we have found out that she does have, if you've watched any of my vlogs before, you'll know that I've mentioned she has a wee problem with her back passage, and she has to have a little operation in a few weeks' time. But that means that then she wasn't able to poo properly, so her whole system was getting really bunged up, and therefore she didn't want to feed more. But there are also other things it could be. Sometimes they may have tongue tie, or someone also mentioned to me about they could have a thing in their lip where that part of their lip's too tight, so it makes it hard for them to suck. So maybe just double check, get a health visitor to check, or your doctor to check out in case there are any sort of medical reasons why they're maybe not taking a bottle properly. Those are my top tips. What are yours? If you've had a bottle refuser, how did you get them to take a bottle? Or if you've got any other questions, I'm happy to give you any advice. That's just what worked for me. Maybe different things worked for you, but I'm just sharing my experience and my advice. Share yours in the comments section below.